Does the fact that he worked with mobile quarterbacks, is that kind of the key takeaway? That, you hear that with Newton and Josh Allen. Is that something that they're looking to capitalize on with Deshaun Watson? He's obviously mobile.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it. That really has a lot to do with it. The fact that there is some crossover, there are some similarities. He's not as big as those guys, but he definitely is a bigger quarterback, and he definitely is tough and a tough runner that'll kind of sacrifice his body a little bit, maybe sometimes too much, but definitely there are some things that he can do that those guys can do, and Ken is going to bring that to the table. He's got experience in the spread with the RPOs and in the drop back game.
All right, so this from Dog Pound Daily, 3 players who will benefit the most from the Ken Dorsey hiring. Number 3, they say David Njoku, and he really turned it on late in the year. You think about Buffalo, Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, who they drafted, so that's Ken Dorsey's tight ends, the last stop. Elijah Moore, number 2. The Browns definitely trying to find a way to get him more involved. He might have suffered by having 4 different starting quarterbacks. And number 1, pretty obvious, Deshaun Watson. We've talked about it a little bit, about the mobile background that Dorsey has with him. Do you see where they're getting with all 3 of those guys that could potentially benefit from Ken Dorsey's offense or as the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, I think so. Once again, they wanted to spin this offense forward, and I think that's one of the reasons why they moved on from Alex Van Pelt. And because I think they want to have more of the spread vibe, more of the the RPOs and some of the different things that that you've seen. I think that Tommy Rees will bring up some concepts from the college game. He was offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, and a former quarterback himself. So I think you're going to get some really good new ideas there. So yeah, I think all of those guys will benefit. But I mean, when you look at David Njoku, he's certainly benefited just from having Joe Flacco out there. So, just a guy, with a big arm that can get the ball into the hands of his playmakers, that is certainly a key.